Good morning folks and welcome back to the channel. Today we are in Almaty, the vibrant city and former capital of Kazakhstan. In this episode you can join me on what really is my first day exploring this city. This city has a population of about 2 million, and from the very little exploration that I've done so far, it's a very fun city. It's very cool, there's a lot to do, so hopefully I can let you experience a little bit of it today. So without further ado, let's dive into this together. Let's explore Almaty and see what it has to offer. If you enjoyed the video, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell and give it a like. Thank you very much. Let's do it. So at the moment I'm in the park of the 28th Panfilov Guardsmen. I'm outside Zenkov's Cathedral. It's really beautiful, as you can see from the images here. The colour, the architecture itself, it's very typical of the Soviet style of architecture that we've seen throughout Central Asia. Zenkov's Cathedral, also known as the Ascension Cathedral, is a very unique architectural project. It is one of the world's highest wooden buildings and it's the highest Orthodox cathedral in the world, standing at 46 meters. Construction started in 1903 and was completed in 1907, and it's really impressive standing below it here at the moment. It's very beautiful. The colours, we've seen a church actually very similar to this one in Karakol in Kyrgyzstan, so it is very common to see similar structures like this across the region. Zenkov was actually the main engineer who started this project here, so hence that's where the name came from. It's actually very nice here at the moment. It's not even 9 AM, so there's very few people around. It's so quiet at the moment and it's nice to have all the calmness, all the serenity here and taking in the beautiful park here all to myself, pretty much. If you come later in the day, don't expect it to be this quiet. On our very first day here, we actually did come here as well and it was mobbed with people, so pro tip, come early. So as I said before, Almaty is the biggest city in Kazakhstan of about 2 million people. It's formerly known as Alma-Ata and it's the country's financial and cultural hub. This city, just like Shymkent and Astana, doesn't actually belong to any specific region. It is basically known as a city of state importance. Almaty is located in the southeastern part of the country, at the foothills of the Trans-Ili Alatau Mountains. And apologies to any Kazakhs out there who may be watching this video if I am butchering these names, sorry. One thing I absolutely love about Kazakhstan and Central Asia in general, I suppose, is you can get so many interesting monuments just like this. So you're definitely going to want to come to this park with the 28th Guardsman Panfilov Monument. You obviously have Zenkov Cathedral very close by, and you also have the Museum of Musical Instruments here as well. So very cool place to come if you're in Almaty. So I'm going to give you some interesting facts about the city of Almaty. Almaty was the former capital of Kazakhstan until in 1997 it was replaced by Nur Sultan, formerly known as Astana. So why would they change the capital, you may ask? I've heard many different reasons for this. I've heard some people say that Almaty is too close to China and that it wanted a fresh start with a new capital. Some people have suggested that because Kazakhstan is so big, they just needed a more centralized capital. I'm guessing many Kazakhs do feel that Almaty is still the capital. Did you know that in Kazakh, Almaty actually translates into Apple City? This is because of the significant orchards in the region as well and how important that fruit actually is here. You also may or may not know that during World War II, the Soviet Union transported a lot of people around its territories. So here in Almaty, there is many ethnic Russians, many Uyghurs, and many other peoples from different parts of the world. Interestingly as well, Almaty, due to its location, faces many risks of earthquakes. The tectonic plates move in this part of the world, and therefore in the past there has been a few destructive earthquakes, which is sad and scary. Almaty is also known for its beautiful parks and gardens, something again typical we've seen in Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan as well. Central Almaty Park is a good one to visit because there's an amusement park there, there's a lake, and you can do various other recreational activities which I hope we're going to get to visit. The colours in the park here are absolutely amazing now with the light as well. They are glowing yellow, orange and red. It's absolutely beautiful. So here we have the Zambil Kazakh State Philharmonic. We've seen one of these in Bishkek and unfortunately we did not get to go in, but if you're interested in live performances, stage, theatre, then this is the place you want to visit in Almaty. Just make sure you check online if you want to book a ticket. You might not get it the same day, but I do think it would be nice to experience a live show, some live theatre here when you're visiting Almaty. Now, I should point out that these are some of the best things to do in the city of Almaty, but there are a number of things just outside the city that you're going to want to check out, because if you come to Central Asia, you don't want to miss out on some of the best things in the region. Have you heard of Kok Tobe Hill? Well, if not, check it out. It's meant to be one of the best viewpoints in Central Asia. You can get the gondola all the way up there. Another thing you're going to want to add to your Almaty itinerary is not too far from Kok Tobe Hill is Almaty Television Tower. It's meant to be one of the more popular things to do when visiting Almaty. We went to the television tower in Tashkent. It was very cool, so no doubt Almaty's will be the very same. A little bit further north of the city you have Big Almaty Lake, and well, it's big, it's a huge lake and a lot of people enjoy going there. You can swim, you can relax, and it's one of the more impressive things to do when you're visiting Kazakhstan. Another thing you can do is go northeast of the city about 2 or 3 hours by car is Charin Canyon, and well, it pretty much looks like something from a different planet. It could be Mars. So Almaty as well is huge for outdoor enthusiasts, people who like to ski, who like to hike, who like to climb mountains, all that sort of thing. When we were coming here on a bus from Bishkek, I have never experienced mountains like it before. Literally up in the heavens, looking down upon us, it was like we were just surrounded by these unforgiving mountainscape. Unbelievable. Another interesting thing, in 2011 Almaty hosted the Asian Winter Games, so it obviously has a lot of good sporting facilities here as well. A great and affordable way to travel in Almaty is by using the app Yandex or Yango. Basically it's a taxi service. You order them to come pick you up, you agree a price beforehand and they take you to your destination. All great. However, just be aware that in Almaty and a lot of Central Asia, a lot of these taxis do not have a seatbelt. They drive extremely fast, so it can be a little bit of a shock to the system when you do get into the car and they start driving pretty fast, pretty crazily compared to what I'm used to back home. So don't say I didn't warn you. If you're not comfortable with that, however, you can always just get one of the many electric scooters that are just left around the city. You can pick them up for relatively cheap and be on your way. Another thing you must do when visiting Almaty is come to the Green Bazaar. It is full of everything you could ever want, clothes, food, whatever you need, electronics, it's all here. To be honest, it's not too busy here now at the moment. It was much busier last week when we were here later in the day. But once you come in the door, you're just hit by an aroma of meat, fruit, veg, cheese, you name it, it's in here and you can get it. Look at that fresh pomegranate juice, that looks absolutely amazing. One of my favorites. Almaty, the city of apples, look at all that. They are absolutely huge. Compared to my hand, they are absolutely massive. Entering into the meat section here now. I'm preparing my nose as I speak. It's very strong. Both sides just lined with meat, chicken and horse, of course. Horse is massive out here. I did try before. Not too bad, not too bad. Tastes very similar to beef. It's quite interesting as well here. You have the sign of the animal highlighting the row of meat that it is. So you have a horse row, a chicken row, a cow row. It's all here. Whatever you want is in the Green Bazaar. Okay, my nose has had enough. It's time to leave. So next up we have Almaty Central Mosque. And to be honest, I really want to get in today, see what it's like on the inside, because I haven't gotten into a mosque in a long time and I miss them, to be honest. They're absolutely stunning inside, and again, they just bring a sense of peace and calm and quiet when you go in, so I enjoy it. Okay, sadly it is closed again today. Maybe I came at the wrong time, But again, it's really a stunning bit of architecture. I love the domes that we see on the mosques. The calligraphy on the outside is always beautiful, the colours as well, and obviously the towers that are associated with them as well. They're really beautiful here, and maybe not as impressive as Uzbekistan's, the neighbour. Maybe I shouldn't say that too loud, but still quite enjoyable to come here and visit a significant landmark. This is absolutely brilliant. Tell me you're in Central Asia without telling me you're in Central Asia. Put a yurt beside a mosque. Oh, I'm after finding a side door to the mosque, and some guy who I tried to speak some Russian with told me I can go in and record some videos. So I'm gonna go in now and see what it is like. So we're here in the mosque now, and I found a fellow YouTuber. And who do you know from Ireland?
YouTube channel.
Yes. And who is famous from Ireland? You told me his name a second ago.
You?
No.
Irlanda.
Conor McGregor.
Irlanda best. Conor McGregor.
This is so cool. I have to try and keep my voice down. I want to show respect here because I'm a guest in this place of worship. But look how beautiful it is. Look at that. That is amazing. That is absolutely beautiful. That's why I love this part of the world, Central Asia. Amazingly beautiful mosque. I do have to say as well, whenever I come to a mosque, the people are so friendly, so open. They greet me so well. They always put their hand on their chest and bow. And it's just a warm experience, because I think back home, even in Europe, some religions have a bad impression or people think bad of it, but I think that couldn't be further from my experience being in Central Asia, predominantly Muslim area, predominantly Muslim part of the world. It's so nice to come here and see that it's not all bad news at all. In fact, they're much more hospitable, I think, and they deserve more credit. Yeah, that was absolutely wonderful meeting a fellow YouTuber, you could say, and he was so enthusiastic just to chat to, and so, like I say, warm and inviting, wanted to know more, and I love when that happens, to be honest. I have to say as well, I wasn't too familiar with Kazakhstan or Almaty for that matter, but coming here, it's been really nice to see. It's a very kind of new city. It looks very modern, although you can still see shades of its past in certain areas of the city. But on the most part, it's been really nice. Good places to eat, good places to have coffee. So it feels very modern, and yeah, it's kind of not as different as I was expecting to back home. So here we are in Central Park in Almaty. Again, very beautiful this time of year. There's plenty of leaves on the ground and the colours are just simply amazing. Very unusual though, there's a lot of police standing around all these different parts of the park. You can probably see a couple of lads there behind me just chilling out, and I don't know, their eyes are on me now. Maybe they're a bit curious as to what I'm doing here, but I'm only doing a vlog, lads, chill out. But yeah, it's quite nice here. Looks like your standard park, very clean. Let's see if there is anything else interesting here. So after stumbling across some of these guys just kind of, I don't know, some sort of strange statues here in the park. This one looks very sad. Don't know what's wrong there, but yeah, it's an interesting little detail to have in a park, I suppose. Keeps the kids amused, but it gives it something different as well. So Almaty Central Park is definitely somewhere you're going to want to come if you have kids. There's plenty of these children's stories figures around the place. I saw Shrek and Donkey. I saw what I think is Snow White, maybe, I don't know, something like that, but I recognise her. And yeah, it's really beautiful. There's a play area here as well that you can send the kids if you want to keep them amused for a while. And it's always just a nice place to walk through a park and be out in the fresh air, you know, all that sort of healthy, positive thing that you want in your life, but that you probably don't get enough of. And of course, it is Kazakhstan, so behind me you can see all the horses here. Typical. Now you can see I have made it to the lake here in Central Park. Behind me there is a restaurant kind of out in the water called Float Restaurant, so it's very, very beautiful here. A couple of lads there behind me, couple of cops. Delighted to be in the video, as you can see, but yeah, it is a beautiful place here to come and walk and relax, and the day today is absolutely beautiful, so yeah, picked a good one. Now, one of the things that I absolutely love learning about is history, and especially for places that I have never been before. Almaty has so much history. Between the 15th and 18th centuries, this part of the Silk Route was actually in decline because of the fewer trade activities that were happening there. European countries were doing a lot of their trade in different ways, such as shipping, and there was also a lot of ethnic and political transformations around this time as well. The Dzungar invaded this region during this time and they dominated the Kazakh for a period. The Kazakh, though, did fight back to preserve their land and to protect their independence. And in 1730, the Kazakhs did prevail against the Dzungar and they defeated their enemy about 70 kilometers northwest of Almaty near the Anakhari Mountains. During the 1800s, Almaty would have been roughly on the border between the Qing Empire, which would be in what we know of today's China, and the Khanate of Kokand, which would be in today's Uzbekistan. This would have been all before the region was absorbed into the Soviet Empire in around 1850. In 1918, following the Russian Revolution and the establishment of the Bolshevik government, Soviet power was assumed here in Almaty, but back then it would have been known as Verny. Following this, the city would have become part of what was known as the Turkestan Autonomous Soviet Socialist Republic. On the 5th of February 1921, following meetings between the government and faith-based groups, Verny was then renamed to Alma-Ata. The city here as well would have had some very famous residents. Maybe you heard of a guy called Trotsky? On the 31st of January 1928, Trotsky and his wife were exiled here to Almaty by the leader of the Bolshevik government, Joseph Stalin. Interestingly enough as well, Trotsky was then exiled from Almaty and went on to Turkey and then followed on to Mexico after that as well, actually. It was there that Trotsky plunged into his literary activities. He completed his autobiography and he also wrote about the Russian Revolution as well. There have been some very significant names from history popping up here in Almaty, and it just shows you really how far and wide the Soviet Union would have reached throughout its time as one of the superpowers of the world, along with the beautiful Soviet architecture that you can find here in Almaty, as well as the fact that it feels like a modern up-and-coming capital. It really is a great place to come and explore. It's surrounded by amazing mountains. The people here are so warm, open and friendly, and so far we've had a really positive experience. I have no doubt we're going to come back to Central Asia. There's so much to see here. There's plenty we're going to have to try and tick off our list when we come back next time. So I hope this little video has given you a little insight into Almaty, into Kazakhstan, what it is like here in Central Asia. There is a lot to do here. You will not be bored, and I just can't wait to get back here again. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell and leave us a comment with your thoughts. Would you visit Almaty? Would you come to Central Asia? Let us know and we will see you in the next video. We are going to Turkey on Tuesday. What an experience that is going to be, I am sure. So looking forward to seeing you in the next video.